Hello, welcome to Steve News. Today we bring more stories of VR, this week all varying in topics from emotional heartfelt experiences, new games coming out, schools trying to get VR, an Ubisoft secret project and more. So let's dive right in, and first is games coming out this month. Those who are interested in what's coming out this month for all systems, Upload VR have condensed a list for us. This list contains a bunch of games with their release dates and prices for each of the major systems. So if you play PC VR titles, it's organised so you can see PC VR games that relate to you. If you're on Oculus Quest, the same here, and PlayStation VR also. There are some big hitters here like Aspire 1 and Battlewake on this list. To save me reading the list to you, I've just put a link down in the description for you to check it out so you can see if there's anything there that excites you. I know there's some stuff there that's making me pretty anxious. Okay, I want to talk about something serious now, but one that is also very interesting and highlights virtual reality's endless application. And this is an award-winning VR documentary called Traveling While Black. The documentary has won Academy Awards for Best Director and got crazy praise at the Sundance Festival. This was released on the Oculus Go and the Rift platform, so if you want to check it out, check it out. It's using VR for social change, but you then have to get the fuckers who are the problem to wear the headset, load the game and sit through this bloody experience in the first place. But for people like me, it's extremely educational. The film is set around Ben's Chili restaurant in Washington DC, which was founded in 1958. The community at this time contributes to a book called the Negro Motorist Green Book that would advise ethnic travelers of the dangers around America and how to avoid getting in trouble during this time of segregation. There's even a film about it called The Green Book if you want to check that out. So if you're an advocate and want to educate yourself or are interested in some history, check this out. It's only around 20 minutes long. Next is regarding Cyberpunk. Many of you know Lo-Fi. It's a huge open world game that looks like it could have been named Blade Runner. You play as a police officer in the far, far dystopian future, transferred to an area with copious amounts of crime. Now it sounds like RoboCop. So you will provide law and order to this city, solving crimes, being a good cop, or you can go the other way, play the bad cop, take bribes, frame people, or just don't do your job at all. These developers achieved their Kickstarter goal in just 4 days, achieving over $60,000 to finish their project. They do have some target amounts stated that are really interesting. That if they achieve, they're going to support different platforms, such as if they reach $250,000, they will support PlayStation VR. And also if they achieve $600,000, they will push this game to be on the Oculus Quest, and that would be brilliant. These prices were previously a lot higher. They've dropped them since, as PlayStation VR was a $500K target and the Quest was $850. So it looks like they want to get this game out to the masses. Iris VR have big plans for this game, and they said it's to include hundreds of crimes and stories to solve, photorealistic non-playable characters, procedurally generated markets so you can explore constantly and it be a new fresh experience. There's also gun combat and mini games. So far it's coming to the Rift, HTC, Valve Index and MR, and we should be seeing this sometime in 2020. Next, the Quest gets another poker game called Poker VR. This was revealed when Megaparticle, the developers, took to Reddit to make the announcement. They didn't provide a specific date, just it's coming. Then after revealing this, it hit the Oculus store just for an extra bit of confirmation. The trailer for this game is also very amusing, you should check it out. This game has been built from the ground up for the Oculus Quest, so it should play extremely well on it. I know it's a welcome addition, as some people have been playing PokerStars for a while now and may want some change. But I know many of you will feel like this poker game is inferior to PokerStars in some way, but it's just nice to have another option. What I find interesting about this title is you can actually fiddle and do tricks with your poker chips, like the pros do in real life. I used to stay up so late watching poker as a kid, and I don't know why. Just did. You can also participate in multi-room tables, so you have a much bigger community in one space playing poker, and to heckle things, that's fun too. Next is a new school program, Getting VR. Remember when schools had chalkboards and then they got whiteboards, it blew their minds. And then we got smart boards where you could use fake pens on the board that would map to a computer screen, which cost a fortune. Now schools are trying to find other means of getting kids engaged in learning, because this is a generation that's grown up with iPads, tablets, computers, phones, just surrounded by media everywhere. So it's no longer effective to be like, we're watching a video today. and they'd wheel in the VHS player. Ah, the good old days. Well, Pembina Trials is getting virtual reality headsets into the classroom. It's the first program of its kind. This is supposed to improve the student interactions and engagement in lessons such as science, where they learn about space or physics and biology. It can literally be visualized to them instead of simply just told to the child, this is the right answer. Because it's one thing to know something, it's another to understand it. There are also history lessons that can transport the student all around the globe to see monuments or embody a historic figure. It's also not a single person experience, as we know VR can be that way sometimes. It is projected on a screen for the entire class to see. Otherwise they're going to have to get thousands of headsets for every student, and that adds up, especially when the cost of this system is $4,500. What? The Valve Index is $800. This is to be accessible for children in grades 5 to 8, which is 6 to 9 here, I think. So if you're not into your STEM subjects, which is science, technology, engineering, and maths, you better start studying because you'll get some VR. Next, Ubisoft are hiring people to create a new AAA VR title. Ubisoft have put up job descriptions online for senior developers and designers to help create a new AAA VR hit for one of their greatest IPs. We recently know Facebook acquired rights for them to create Splinter Cell and Assassin's Creed VR games, so it could be related to that. Facebook could be commissioning Ubisoft to make the game for them since it is their franchises, so why would they want to decimate them? They're building a 50+ team of people, which is pretty big for a VR game, especially when AAA titles on console and PC are normally around 50 to 200 people. The roles they're looking for, if you happen to be an expert in the field and want to apply, are technical artist, a level designer, a programmer, a build and release engineer, and a director. I could apply for one of these. Nah, I can't. It appears Ubisoft are also developing an escape room game, which we found out amongst the mist of this madness, which is coming in 2020. Escape rooms are growing in popularity. I even have a few of them in my area, so to be able to have a co-op experience in VR without having to leave my house is a great idea. I can't wait to hear more about these games coming out, but we probably won't hear anything for a year or two because it takes so long to make a game and they're only just hiring people. But perhaps we get something at OC6. That's all I've got time for. I hope you enjoyed this dose of VR news. Stick around for next time. Thanks for watching Steve News. Happy gaming, guys. Good day.